We somehow defeated this steel predator within this realm that Griggly sent us to. It was a strange fight, and apparently Havis Corvair has more of these, which shall prove a challenge. But we came out, we have the rings, and we have learned much. We even went back in, came out, and, well, while I was in, I got to bake again. And that just made my day. Have a cream puff. Here come the Dungeon Dads.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Just along for the ride, but everyone must stand. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna win inside.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. As always, I am your DM, Tom Blaylock. You are listening to Dungeon Dads. Every war must end.
Yeah.
Episode 76. As always, I am joined by John Watson playing the wizard Ionus Filnyr. What's up, John?
Man, it just always feels so good to be back.
It does. Oh man, it feels like it's been a long time, but it's like it actually hasn't. We just summertime.
Just been a week this time, but yeah, with all the traveling and everything, it's
summertime's always different.
We're doing so much.
Different.
It's good to just sit down and play with you guys.
Yeah, me too. Sam Frank playing Schnobik the Bastard. What's up, Sam?
Energy.
Pow, 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 pow.
I had a kid's birthday party today, so I'm dragging a little bit. But bunch of 6-year-olds in a record-breaking Texas heat wave.
Awesome.
But we lived.
And finally, last but definitely not least, Tim Carr playing the warlock Filnyr Omajira. What's up, Tim?
What's happening? It is indeed summertime, and it is crazy.
Yeah. We've been really busy. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. Kids are at camp some of the day.
Camps, field trips, concerns
Camps,
about roller
field trips.
coasters. It's all over the place in my house.
We're all busting out our Hawaiian shirts and khaki shorts.
I know. I love it. So, guys, last episode was a lot. And I just want to make sure everyone's feeling okay after that. And the thing that I want you to remember is that basically no time has passed since you left Brinetown. You have several priorities. Also, the two gentlemen who are returning from their adventure inside the stone, the lead, the pipe, your new separate plane. You two found a few things.
Okay. What?
We did,
Yes.
did we?
Yes. Now, I'm not going to give away. We're not going to deal with exactly what happened in there. But I am going to need you both to roll first. Wait. Let me see.
Tables.
Yes.
My percentile dice right here.
Okay. How many is A through H? How many
A, B,
numbers?
C, D, E, F, G, H. That's 8.
8. All right. I need you. So Ionus is going to be picking 2 items,
Yes.
and Filnyr is going to be picking 1 item. Don't get too excited. One's for Schnobik. But lucky for you, you'll be able to decide which one of the 2 things goes to Schnobik.
Okay,
So you're going to roll 2 d8s. So first d8.
So yeah, not at the same time. Just roll them one at a time.
We'll do 1 at a time.
Okay, one at a time. D8.
Yep.
That's a 5.
Okay. Okay, roll 1 to 100.
1 to 100 on my D, a 100.
A D100.
Let's see, which is going to be my 2
You
dice.
rolling
right?
2 tens, or are you rolling? Do you have a big fat?
I've got
egg
the
the
2
D100.
tens. I've got the 2 tens.
Percentile
And one's
and a
one's
D10.
210.
One's got the single digits and one's got the double digits. So I think
That's
it'll
right.
work out.
That's how your percentile D10.
It's a 52.
Okay. You, my friend, this is not as exciting for anyone here, but it's fine.
One
You, my
health
friend.
potion.
No, it is a potion. You have a potion of storm giant strength.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
That
now
could
I'm
be
gonna have-
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be
Ionis.
totally incredible.
Like-
so Tim, I want you to roll a D8 as well.
All right, here comes
Higher's better.
7.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me also a D100.
Okay, here comes 56.
Okay. What is your current armor?
My current armor is half plate with piercing resistance. Is what we remember. We did that whole thing with the resistance.
Roll a D8 again. I'm not giving you something that's not as good as what you already have.
Not
I just can't do that.
Not just
I just
a
can't do that
D100
to
again.
you.
I got to roll the D8 again. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's up to you.
He's like, I like that 7. Let me keep that
I like
7.
that 7. I don't know what chart you're looking at because I don't have my
Okay.
DMG. So
Okay. All right. Give a D100. Give a D100. This will be nice. This will be nice because you're basically getting a magic item with advantage.
that is 72.
Okay. This kind of fits, and I don't exactly know what it does.
But you know
is that
it
your
fits.
pickup line?
Yeah. This is my pickup line. You have a ring of X-ray vision.
Oh.
Now, again, I'm not sure how this is going to play with your
Devil sight.
devil sight and also your ability to go ethereal with your staff and all of that. But maybe it'll be interesting. And maybe you guys can swap around, in the end,
Yeah, and we
and
also
choose who
have-
gets what.
We also have these time rings that I guess we need, or whatever they are, that we need to know.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on, I need to roll again for Schnobik, yeah?
Yeah. Roll again for Schnobik, a D8.
All right, here we go. D8.
Well, you get to decide if
Another
this
5.
is for Schnobik or not.
Well,
Right?
does he
That's-
get the 2
Roll again.
items and then decide which one he wants to give to me?
Yes, that's what happens.
Yep. All right. Roll a D100.
Another D100. 79.
Wow. Okay. I got to look something up here.
Okay.
Tables within tables.
Tables within tables. This is actually like no joke. I'm gonna have you roll one more time, but I gotta get the next table up.
I have some very nice nesting in tables. They all
Yeah.
go right into each other. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is nice.
I was almost as excited about that as I am about this. That's what being a suburban dad does to you. Look how much space this saves. And then if someone needs to put a drink down, I just slide this out. Tables within tables.
Tables and tables and tables. All right. This is gonna be wild. Okay. I'm gonna need you to roll one more time. Can you roll a D16? Can you just do that?
A D16?
Yeah,
Yeah.
D16.
You can do it in the dice roller.
All right. Ooh, 16.
Okay. You son of a bitch.
It's a hit.
Okay. All right. You have a scroll of wish.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Are you fucking serious?
Oh, damn.
You got a 9th level spell that's on the okay.
Wow.
So you ended up rolling on the table E, and you rolled
That's not going to Schnobik.
a 79.
Nobody's getting that stone giant strength, baby.
you got a 79, which is a spell scroll 9th level.
Oh my
There are
god.
16 wizard spells of 9th level in my compendium, and you rolled a 16, which is WISH is one more than WEIRD. So you have a scroll of wish.
Oh my
Now,
god.
I don't exactly know how that's going to work. I think we still treat it like normal.
Yeah.
If you use it and you get all the fucking bad shit that can happen with a wish spell, you could potentially lock yourself out from ever casting wish.
Yes.
Just want to let you know, like, just the same exactly as though you know it. You're running it off of the scroll.
But only if I don't wish for the specific things that you can wish for without losing the spell.
Yeah, but until you can cast 9th level spells,
there's
you
a whole
also have to
ability check
roll
thing, right?
There's
an ability check.
There's an ability check, but that just means the spell doesn't go off. It doesn't mean I lose the ability to cast wish.
Well, let's read the spell description here, shall we?
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the scroll goes away.
Yeah, the scroll goes away. I might lose the scroll, but I won't lose the ability to cast wish if I wish for the things in the parameters. Right? Like, I think I can wish up to 25,000 gold.
Oh, you're gonna wish for gold? What? Oh my god! Fine, great. Go wish for some gold. That's good.
No, you
That's a good
you
idea.
can wish for one object of up to 25,000 gold in value that is not a magic item.
Okay.
So
And
you
can
could
be
wish
no more
you could
than
wish
300
for
feet in
like
any
a building
dimension.
that was worth 25,000 gold.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I can wish for any spell 8th level or lower.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be a wizard spell, just any spell 8th level or lower.
Yep.
You can also have a reroll of anything that happened in the last round. That's crazy.
And none of those take away my ability. I will lose the scroll, but I won't lose the ability to cast wish. But if I wish for Havis Cover to vanish from existence, then I lose the ability. Then I have to go on the table or whatever.
Right.
I mean, 89. All right. So you guys know what you have now, right?
Yep.
You got your things. Yeah,
I guess I have attunement questions. I would assume, are we coming back attuned to these? I guess the question would be like the Ring of Sacrifice that I also have. Does that require attunement? And do the rings that we got in there, do they require attunement? And if so, what are they called so we can exactly figure out what they do?
So you're going to need to name your realm.
Okay.
And they will be the rings of your realm. Whatever the plane is that you have decided to name. They do not require attunement. And they have one free charge, and you will roll basically a D6 recharge die every round that you want to use it later on. So 5 or 6 can recharge your ring.
Oh, so the rings potentially after we use it one time might not work unless we can get it to recharge later. Okay,
that's right.
Is it one of those things where it'll recharge after, let's say we wait 10 minutes or just continue?
Yeah, sorry. If it's a 5 or 6 recharge during combat, during combat, whatever. And it will automatically recharge, your one charge after a short or long rest.
Okay.
But you could also just keep trying to recharge it, basically. Just concentrating on the door in your brain that gets you there.
One quick question.
Yes.
Now that we're out of the ring, what is happening to Filnyr and myself?
Well, I'm assuming you guys are very hungry because you have not eaten.
Well, let's say we did eat in there.
Okay. Then you are feeling like super, super duper hungry now. And Schnobik, you notice that like both of them, you can almost see the hair on their face growing.
Okay, so even in a place where time stands still, our clock is so far off that we're beginning to age rapidly.
Yes.
Okay, so once we get out, I'm going to ask for, because I'm assuming that he and I probably figured this out. I'm going to look at Griggly and say, "Food now."
You don't want to eat here.
I want to eat here. I want to eat here.
You don't want to eat here.
We need to go home.
Go home. Do not eat here.
How do we get home?
Wait, we have questions. I'm very hungry, but I do not want to forget to ask.
What if I eat here and then eat back in Gilbrain?
Do not eat in my hut.
What if we come to exist on this plane in the future, Griggly? If our plane is destroyed, we can't go home and eat every time we're hungry, can we? There must be a solution.
If you want to change your plane of residence, you should eat a complete meal and rest and let it fully digest.
Well, good thing we only just ate the cream puffs before we came back. Understood. Now, before we go, there is gold in Brinetown.
Yes.
Quite literally, Brinetown is made of gold.
Yes.
Why? And how do we prevent Brinetown from sinking under the weight of so much gold? It is destroying the town, Griggly.
Well, I had to put it somewhere, and it seemed safe.
Why are you involved in this at all? Why are you meddling with the gold in Brinetown? Adaran gold.
Prince Adair cannot achieve his goals. He cannot raise an army. It will attract Havis Corvair to the valley sooner than we are ready.
So what do we do? How do we fix this?
The gold is not going anywhere. So at least that much.
But it is sinking.
And what if we need the gold?
What would you do with the gold?
Spend it.
You are sitting on perhaps the richest of resources in any realm. The Lady Bone is the wealth.
Yes, but to whom?
To all. To any.
So we need to control the Lady Bone.
You need to stop Havis Corvair.
You know what would really help with that? A lot of gold.
How much gold do you want?
All of it.
I can't give you all of it.
Why not?
50,000.
Which house were you staying in? Which building were you in when you entered my door?
Wasn't it? I forget what the name of it. Wasn't it one of the inns?
The Warden's house.
The Warden's house.
house.
Yeah.
The Warden's house.
The Warden's house. Very well. Take your gift of Ehi and press it against it, wizard. You will have all the gold you could possibly dream of. And he licks his thumb, and he puts it on Schnobik's forehead.
Ugh.
And Schnobik disappears. And he licks his thumb, and he puts it on Filnyr's... puts it on Ionus's forehead, and Ionus disappears. And then he looks at you, Filnyr, and he says, "You have the ruby.
I have it.
So you understand what the gifts of Ehi can do."
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Cubby.
Kabi.
Yeah. Think long and hard before you take Schnobik the Bastard to the tree of Ehi and show him how to pluck its fruit. Decide if that is truly what you want to do. That power in a vampire's hands, I fear it. Does your wizard understand what his wand can do?
I'm not certain. He does.
He licks his thumb and he pushes his hand to your forehead, and you are all in the Warden's house in Brinetown.
Is our aunt there?
Does it have to be so wet?
Yeah.
Shake it off.
It's you appear, and like you see the green door disappearing as you appear, and everything is exactly as you left it. In fact, like the sun seems to be in the same place, shining into the window. It's still early morning, 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning.
I feel we need to get some breakfast now.
Yes, let us eat.
Can we?
Yeah, Schnobik, their beards are kind of insane. Like you're watching it grow.
I can't really grow a beard.
Your hair is getting super long. Like it's like everything that should be growing at a slow rate is growing.
Oh, look at my fingernails. Ow.
Fingernails long.
It's
Yes.
like these have been
Yeah.
shaved
Damn it
down.
all! I just groomed myself.
So everything is as it was when you left. And
Ionus, let's just get breakfast and I guess I'll just start chewing this fingernail.
yeah.
Just
we're
like
like-
biting it off, like short.
We're like rushing it out. We're rushing out
I
to.
might need one for my toes too. This is uncomfortable.
Let's just get it under control first.
Super uncomfortable, like your boots. Yeah.
And we're talking to. I just wave at our aunt. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Oh yes. You're not going to let them kill me, are you?
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
They very much want to kill me.
We will not allow it.
I fear the boy. You
Ah,
should
yes,
hear
the
what he
boy.
says.
Ionus, we should bring Florn to breakfast.
Indeed.
Is he out of the box?
He is. He is. We saw him riding toward town.
Yeah.
It only works for an hour.
I'll write in the book. Meet us at. I don't know where do we even know where to have breakfast?
A tavern. You can go to the tavern.
Meet us at
It's
the tavern.
Yeah.
I'll write it in the book.
And he responds, way ahead of you. Yeah, do you want bulla or do you want tea?
Bulla, please.
And eggs.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
eggs.
Yeah. And he just like he's spelling out the word CHECK. And so you get to the tavern. Florn is there. He is surrounded by a retinue of Brinetowners who are, again, hanging on to his every word. It's very weird because, he's a celebrity and he kind of knows he's a celebrity, but you haven't seen him and he hasn't really been enjoying the celebrity of his current status. And, one of the guys is there and he says, yeah, hey, well, tell us about the mine. How did you get the mine? And he sees you. He's about to he kind of puffs his chest up, and then he sees you all walk in. And he says, "Oh, that was my compatriots here. Hey, fellas, over here." And he sort of waves you to his table. He says, "Hey, get out of here, guys. Get out of here. Go. You back with the cavalry. Everybody else, I'll talk to y'all later."
Are there eggs?
Filnyr.
Are there eggs at the table?
Yeah, there's eggs, there's bread, there's fruit, there's clams. I mean, it's a huge spread.
I just dive right in.
Yeah.
Florn, we should speak about the stories that have been. Sorry, let me finish eating.
Yeah.
Florn.
Yeah.
You seem to be everybody's focus in Brinetown.
Well, it's we sent out the bards to talk about our adventures, and I guess because I'm the one who's from here, I guess they really latched onto that. I guess I don't know.
I could see that, but I think it is important that you do not let it get to your head.
Oh, of course, it's all for the ends. It's all for the ends.
And those ends in your mind are?
Well, it's same as yours. We got to get the Adarans out. We got to get get Lakeshire back into halfling hands, I suppose.
Unite the valley.
Unite the valley under a single flag. Just the one flag.
All right, but we need to make sure that you understand that there's still a chain of command here.
Well, I mean, of course. And he kind of gets in close and he says, Ionus, you don't think I want to be in charge of anything, do you?
Actually, I think you do. You were very excited to be in charge of Lakenhof.
Florn, need I remind you of the password in your tower?
Well, Filnyr.
You are
I mean,
young. Perhaps it is just that.
That's got to be what it is. So, in my mind, these people need somebody who's from here, of here, looks like them. And he sort of looks around the three of you. He says, I mean, we don't have Abel anymore. They all kind of wanted Abel.
I know. We all did. We still do.
Well, so that brings me to a thought. And he sort of looks around again, and he folds open one of his books that he brought with him. And it's open to a page. And he says, now I've been studying up. Ionus, do you know how to do this spell? And it is a spell of alter self.
Well, I could. That's interesting. I could learn it.
Well, what I'm thinking is one of us just sort of permanently becomes Abel. Word of his death spread. And we. I mean, what better than a hero who dies and then comes back stronger than ever?
Seems
and can cast like fireballs and other cool stuff.
Seems an awful lot like Jesus of Waterdeep.
Of Waterdeep? No, nothing like that guy.
He was basically dead, as far as people were concerned.
Yeah. That's some weird, foul necromancy magic, though, Filnyr. You know that.
I do.
Florn, it's better. It's better that his death means something. When he passed, that has proven to be more of a rallying cry than anything else. But the people need to understand that the Breen can only be saved if we all work together. Some of us may die, but there are more of us that can fill those spaces. And as my friend, I would rather people remember him as he was rather than as what Filnyr or I will make him to be in the future.
I understand. Well, I wasn't talking about any one of the four of us. I was thinking about Lady Goliath Adair. Now just go with me on this. We fake her death, make it look like we executed her. We turn her into Abel, rallying cry, put her on Abel's horse, have her ride out with us in his armor. I mean, listen, she's smart. She's led an army already. She knows what she's doing.
I think the woman you imagine may be different from the reality.
And I'm honestly a little concerned that the idea of her death keeps getting thrown around.
Oh, they want her dead.
What do you want?
I don't care. I mean, I want her to live.
Florn, you made me got booed out my nose.
Yeah. So even as we're eating, Ionus, is Ionus bald?
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah. His hair
you got a
has,
little fuzz coming in.
it's not just fuzz. It's like hair. It's like
Got a fro going on.
months of growth.
He's got a little hair.
Maybe more. You see that he does have some streaks of gray in it. Filnyr's hair is like, it's getting really long. And, as he's eating, thank God he has a fork because his fingernails just keep getting longer and longer. And it's gross. You can see them moving out. It's not like you look away and you look back and they're a little bit longer. It's like you can actually, by angling your eye and seeing where his hand is in relation to the table, you can see it getting longer by creeping along the side of the fork that he's...
Chef, sharp knife, please.
Yeah.
This clam won't open.
Filnyr, after this, we need a serious manicure pedicure. Mani-pedi
yes.
is what I like to call them.
And you don't eat the clams that don't open. Everybody should know that. But I can't say
good
it
tip.
now.
Good tip. Thank you. This one was hard. I couldn't quite get it. I'm going to stop now.
Don't need it.
I'm going to stop.
Shall
All right.
we refocus ourselves?
Yeah, sure.
We,
Schnobik, you have the floor, Schnobik.
We must finish our business in this town, march the militia, bring them back here, be prepared for the inevitable Gith attack, and then we must hasten to Havis Corvair.
Yes, we need the ghost. We need to get the ghost. And get Felipe. Get everybody on the same page. Everybody's on the same team. They are fighting for no cause. We need to defend Brinetown again, as Schnobik said. The next Gith wave will be, 2 days? 3?
How long has it been since is it 2 days or 3 days, Tom?
Filnyr's idea of time is a little warped.
Since you've been what? You've had one night since the attack.
Okay, so then 2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
So 2 days.
Yeah.
You have 2 more days. Well, it's not a. If we take our horses, it's not that far. It's a couple of hours from here.
Then let us.
We. I'm afraid that
we
if we
bring
leave,
Lady Goliath with us.
Either we take her with us, or should I open a portal to Lakenhearth or something and have her?
No, I believe we will need her for the negotiations ahead.
All right. I trust that, Schnobik.
They must see that she was the former head of the army that they were in a standoff with. They must see that she has laid down her arms.
I think we ought to take the mayor as well.
All right.
I don't think the man knows much about much.
He's at least good on the negotiation pots on Brinetown.
Yes, and he's a figurehead. We can take him.
So the 6 of us then.
Yeah, I don't think we should take all these cavalrymen.
I agree.
No,
I think
they will
perhaps
get in
a
our
couple.
way. And I ain't afraid of no ghost.
You've seen the ghosts, but glad you're not scared. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Bustin'
Florn, you
makes
should
me
send the
feel
men.
good.
You should send the men to come up with a plan to protect Brinetown from where the Gith come out. Don't let them expand. Don't let them set more fires. Certainly don't let them reroute the river.
All right, I'm going to promote one of them to, I don't know, what should we call lieutenant? I don't know how it works exactly. And put him in charge. I know the guy. I know just the one.
They need to take up a tactical position around the Hôtel de Ville.
That sounds right. I also think they ought to be doing some patrols,
Indeed.
north and south along the river, and east and west, just to make sure nothing's going to surprise them.
What is the name of this man you wish to promote?
Cobb.
Does he go by any other names?
Well, actually, yeah, he was
Slod, perhaps.
he was a fisherman, so it was he was Cobb 12-pounder, because that's the size of the fish that he won a competition with. So he was good old 12-pound, or LB, some people call him.
Sounds a bit corny to me.
Yes, well, he said, I'll be right back. I'll meet you at the horses.
Very well.
We need to stay on the north side. The trail, and he points almost due west of where you are. He says, a trail goes into the forest a little bit, and it snakes back onto the riverside. And we're gonna find the armies there.
Send Florn's running off.
Yep.
So as soon as Florn runs off, Ionis, how do we stop this aging? My fingernails will not stop.
I'm hoping once the food digests, we will reset on this plane. I that's the best I've got. Maybe this and a rest, I do not know.
Barkeep, an ale.
All right.
I would also just like to point out very briefly that Ionis has not given me my potion of storm giant strength yet.
I would like to point that out as well.
It's well pointed. I understand.
Okay.
We haven't had a chance to sit and really talk. We ran in, started eating, and
Sure. I'm just saying. I just want to make sure that's on the to-do list. And storm giant, that's like 29, right? What is it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's the strongest giant. I mean, this is awesome.
That's a lot.
How long is it supposed to last?
Aren't I the strongest one of this group, though? Which is
You
hilarious.
are,
This
for
is
sure.
They don't make them strong in the Sylhavine household.
No. Lithe.
Does the wizard know what he can do with his wand? Yeah.
Still not certain he does, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it sets it at 29 for 1 hour.
For 1 hour. Wow.
1 hour.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty major. That's pretty
Yeah.
major.
Yep.
So we eat, and we're going to meet him at the horses. Ionus is. How long would it take to get things clipped? Ionus doesn't really want to walk around with a beard and an afro.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think prestidigitation will do it.
No, I mean, we need to get a mani-pedi. We need like a for real one.
Okay.
Oh, no. Filnyr will straight up take Kegaset and just like cut the fingernails like just in front of his fingers to keep them at least at a semi-reasonable length.
Ionus is about to do negotiations. He cannot look like this.
No, no, of course. Of course.
Yeah. So there's a guy. I mean, the problem
His name
is
is Manny.
growing. Yeah. His name is yeah.
So what are the
name is
mechanics?
Manny.
What are the mechanics of this?
So look, you're aging at 1 hour per second. So, if you've been there for an hour, that's 3,600 hours. That is, something like 100 days.
But
So
when
your
does it
hair-
stop? Is I guess what I'm saying.
I mean, you just ate. It takes some time.
Oof.
Like that shit has to like digest. It's got to be up this plane, which it is.
Yeah.
And I'll say you get to, another hour.
But this happens again if I sleep. If I go in the ring and sleep for 8 hours, like my long rest can't be sleep.
Should not be sleep. That's correct.
I should just be chilling for 8 hours, reading my book or whatever, doing
I thought
nothing.
it was
That's right.
only if you ate. That was the problem.
No,
Eating
You
is
guys
the problem.
ate those.
Eating
you
is
guys
the problem.
ate those cream puffs.
Yeah, eating is the problem.
So sleeping doesn't matter
Sleeping doesn't
because
matter.
they said don't sleep.
I'm not
in
going to
certain
complicate
places.
this.
Okay,
But
all right.
not
also,
gonna
you're
complicate
probably
this.
not tired.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not tired for sure.
Yes.
Like, you have to be able to sleep. We also just had a bunch of bula.
Well,
Yeah.
I just meant if I go in the ring and sleep and then come back out, with the 8 second get my spell slots back thing. Am I?
Is he going to
you need
turn
to be
into a
here.
wolf man? Yeah.
No, you need to be here to digest your food.
Uh-huh.
You can't go in the ring
Well,
and take a sleep
No, he
while
was
you're
just
digesting.
talking about
I'm
for
saying
future
in-
reference.
in the future.
Is this
Yeah.
going to happen again?
Yes. Yeah. You could sleep in the ring as long as you don't eat anything and you'll be all right.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go to that guy. I'm gonna pay him what, 2 silver?
Oh yeah. I can I'll give you the military cut.
Just shave it all off. All hair. No hair on my head. None.
Okay, I'm not very good with that. I will have to do a roll for
It's very simple. Just no hair. Just
Sleight of hand.
Just no hair. Hair gone.
Okay, got it. And he takes out a giant fillet knife and he begins sharpening it as quickly as he can. And let me give you I gotta get a sleight of hand. What do you think it is? A sleight of hand, like 12 to not cut you?
Sure.
I mean, how bad a cut, I think,
Yeah,
maybe
I mean, if
gets a nick at 12.
Yeah, nick at 12.
15 is like, it's
Last
clean.
thing I used this on was that 12-pounder.
Yeah, sure. It'll be Cobb. Doing
Should
this
do
for
fine
you.
for you though.
Yeah.
He gets the promotion.
Yeah, he's like, they told me I was going to be a lieutenant, and yet I'm still cutting hair. All right, he's going to have the same stats as a kobold.
That makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe.
Barbarian.
Yeah,
that's right.
barbarian.
All right, here we go. You ready for it?
Ready.
You're going to take damage if it's less than if he fails it by more than 5. Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's a natural 20. Oh my god.
This guy is.
Oh my god.
This is my new
22.
guy.
This guy.
Nice tip.
He's about to start shaving you, and then he looks at his knife and he like sharpens it some more, and then he shaves you perfectly. I mean, just perfectly along your neck, and then he goes, something ain't right here, every time I cut you, I see new hair. I don't understand. He keeps going and he keeps going. And like, you should be feeling awful because the knife just keeps on scraping you. But this guy is so careful that like by the time the hair stops growing, your nails are perfect. They go out a little bit beyond your fingertip, which is the Monteran style. Everybody looks like musicians basically in Monterre. And you're totally shaved. And in the end he says, I just left that little patch right below your lower lip because I think it looks amazing.
I have battled every race of the surface. I fought the demons of the Underdark. I have never seen such an artist with a blade.
Well, I really appreciate that.
I check myself out, and if he holds up a mirror or anything for me to look at, I check it out, and then I toss him a gold piece.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's well worth the gold. And he sees it and he goes, that's like a quarter of the whole season just for one cut. I'm in the wrong business. and
well, you are in business with me now, friend.
I guess so. And so Cobb the barber folds his things
Man
back
the
up.
Barbarian.
Yeah, Cobb Man the barbarian.
Cobb, if it's not too much trouble, I'll take you up on a standard military cut.
Absolutely. Now, do you want me to take it all off, or I leave a little bit on top? I think you look better with a little on top.
Little
I can
on
tell your
top
head's going to be weird.
Yeah, a little on top will be fine.
All right.
I hold up another gold piece. I say, this man pays for nothing.
All right. And this man, it looks good. There's definitely some patches that are sort of like hard to get to, but you don't grow a beard. Is that right, Filnyr?
Right. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So he like he's about
maybe
to go
there's
to your
like
neck.
maybe there's like 25 hairs kind of spread out around.
It's so patchy. But he's like going to each individual hair, and he uses his knife to clean up your eyebrows, to do all the little things, and he finishes you off with a nice hot towel.
So just some hidden character growth with Schnobik here. He almost silvery barbs that role.
On Ionus or Filnyr?
On Ionus. That's a little too good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no,
All right. Well,
no, you let it stand.
so this guy is super rich now.
Yeah,
That's two gold.
Yeah,
that
I
he
hand him
has.
the other gold piece. Yeah.
That's wild. Okay. All right. So Cobb the barber is he's feeling excellent about himself. He cleans he does your nails. He does all of it. You don't look as good as Ionus, but like
That's fine.
he kind of turns around. And he says, "I just couldn't have you looking like the king. No offense."
None taken.
Yeah,
As it should
all right.
be.
All right.
I hear you're going to be in charge of the watch for the Gith. We shall return, and hopefully they will not make an appearance before we are back with more forces.
If they do, shave them a little closer than you did my brother.
Yes, right along the neck.
Well, I hate to toot my own horn here, but as good as I am as a barber, I'm twice the man on a horse. So I think we're going to be all right.
Just remember to not look at the lizards.
Right.
Yes. Never look a Gith horse in the eye.
That sounds right. All right. Well, good luck, gentlemen. And, take care of the little one. We all, he's sort of a mascot for us now.
Perhaps that is the right phrase for it.
Yeah. He thinks he can do magic.
I've heard.
Yeah. It's real sweet. It's real sweet.
Do not worry. We will not let him out of our sight.
Yeah. Don't let him do it. And also the mayor. Careful with the mayor.
Careful how?
He hates that ghost.
Ghost is the best weapon this town seems to have.
Yep. He used to be the warden, and he thought he was the best weapon they had. Best protection. I'm sure it's nothing.
I hope not.
Come, let us away before Ionus breaks a hip.
All right.
Speaking of breaking things, after that last comment, I'm thinking about not giving you this, but I do have something for you, dear brother.
What?
Oh, Ionus, how nice of you giving it to him, huh?
A barbed phrase?
Well, it's a potion.
A backhanded compliment? What?
I pull it out. I say, no, it's a potion. And I think that it would actually serve you rather well. It's a potion of storm giant strength.
I pull the stopper and sniff it.
No, don't take it now.
No.
For a brief second, like after you sniff it, you have never been stronger before. You're like every limb in your body, your fingers, like you feel the muscles hardening. You get a bit of a wood as well. Like it's like it's like a lot of blood all of a sudden in all the parts.
Ionus, this is a potion of storm giant strength.
That's what he said.
Well, yes, that's what I just...
No, but it is a potion of storm giant.
Schnobik, I stopped playing jokes on you years ago. I've seen you in battle, my brother. You are truly amazing. And you make your family proud.
I don't know what game this is. Snowbik sort of mutters. Turns off, but very carefully stows the potion in his pouch. What is he playing at?
So you guys get to your horses, and Florn is there, and the mayor is on foot with about 20 militiamen, and Florn, rides over to you all as you guys are getting there, and he says he won't go without his men.
Then he may stay here.
I agree. Mayor, you're going to sit this one out.
Your presence here is vital to the defense of the city. We were wrong to take you away from it.
I don't know. I don't think you can handle that, Felipe Madimba.
You're right.
Do not worry. We hold him in the highest respect, and I believe
we are well versed in the various dealings of Flippy Marimba. And
well, I sure hope so.
And trust that we can handle him and his deceitful ways.
Well, all right. Well, Godspeed to you. Here, give this to Marina.
I take it.
All right.
What is it?
It's
a sealed note.
Sorry, I was just thinking of all the things you could say. It's just a giant handful of horse poop.
No, I've heard they call those road apples.
Why did I take this? Turns out there was a small device in his hand that buzzed and gave me a slight electric shock.
I'm wondering if we need to cast invisibility on Lady Goliath as we ride her out of the city.
That only lasts an hour, though.
It lasts an hour, but it'll last long enough for us to get out of the city so that they don't
to
see
get out of. Just to get out of Brinetown.
Exactly.
I see. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. That's smart. Or else she'd be dead. Full disclosure. Full disclosure. If you leave that lady there, she's dead.
That's definitely not happening.
Okay.
I go get her. I cast invisibility on her. Do we have enough horses for me, or do I need to conjure one of my horses?
You can take a regular horse if you want to. There's plenty of horses here now.
Okay. I just don't want her to be I don't want her to be away from me or Schnobik, so I'm just going to let her ride on my horse.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, nephew.
No problem. Shh, quiet.
Of course.
No, she cannot ride with me. I still have him. No, it's not a good idea.
Gross.
Even if she rides behind, I believe it would be too awkward.
Do not worry, brother. I have it well in hand.
So gross, double gross. So
she's the one talking about marriage.
Yeah, it's true.
You started
it. It's true. I did. And she, she's on the horse with you, and you hear her say, "Oh my God, I can't even see my hands. What does it look like? I'm making a face. Ionus, can you see my face?"
Auntie, you're invisible. It is a spell. Yes, magic is wonderful, but please, let's just stay quiet.
You are every bit the wizard that my court wizard was.
Well, thank you very much. He was quite talented.
Oh, you're telling me.
Guessing there was more talent there that wasn't seen.
I guess that wizard was aware of what he could do with his wand.
By the way, Tom, when I cast invisibility on her, I did it with my wand that I got from
the tree.
Yeah, from the tree.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Do I feel like that spell is now within the wand?
You feel like that probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that spell is probably in the wand. Yep.
Just doing a little practice. All right.
Yep. But I will tell you, you do not feel ethereal, if that is what you're wondering about when you are holding that wand.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not what I'm wondering. But I hear what you're saying.
All right.
I hear what you're saying.
All right.
Also, I actually still have not had a long rest since the Steel Predator fight.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
But I'm going to assume I can take a short rest with all this stuff.
Sure. For sure.
I was going to say, he should have had a short rest while we were getting groomed.
Yeah. Short rest when you're getting groomed.
Yeah, easily. Good. If the hair's growing back in, that's going to take more than an hour.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially for both of us. All right.
Okay.
So we
but
ride
I
out of
can
town.
use my arcane recovery to get one spell slot back.
That's cool. Okay.
Look at you wizard.
Yeah. But you can only get a first level spell, right?
Only one total spell slot.
I see. Okay.
Because it's half your wizard level rounded up.
Yeah. You can't split that up at all. So, all right. So you head along the river road. It snakes into the forest. It comes back to the river. About an hour and a half into your ride, you can smell the army. You can smell the fire. The trail moves back into the trees, and there is you're approaching a bridge. You can see it. I want to say it's about 1,000 feet away from you, and the trees are now. It's not so thick right where you are between here and the river. And you can see on the other side of the bridge, there's forest again, thick forest. And you do see men on the other side of the bridge, Brinetown men. They have not seen you as far as you know. So you have about 1,000 feet to the bridge.
And is it safe to assume I'm still riding on Prince Adair's horse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have Florn with us. Do we have any bannermen? Anybody carrying flags?
Left them all.
Nothing.
You left them all there.
Left them behind.
Oh, and Goliath's invisibility is gone now.
Yeah.
So she's just riding on the horse with you now.
She's just sitting behind Ionus.
Yeah. Or in front of. In front of?
I did behind.
Behind. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Filnyr, you're the diplomat. What's the best way to approach this?
Slowly. Not looking like we're charging in to distract them from the rear.
I will ride in the back. My presence tends to strike fear into the hearts of men.
Yeah.
Very well. Florn, perhaps we should ride up front, casually, as if there's nothing wrong.
Well,
all right. I can do it. And I want you all to give me 2 perception checks and a nature check.
I'm
going to rock this.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's really good.
All right, I got a 15 and a 7 for perception.
I got two
Jeez.
20s on perception somehow.
Okay. Wow.
I got an 8 and a 9 on my perception checks. That's a 1 and a 2.
And then,
Wow.
Natural 20 on my nature check.
This
crap.
is unbelievable.
Holy crap.
That's a 3 total of 20s in a row, although 2 of them were cumulative.
Holy crap. I'm not even going to say my nature check. God.
Yeah. What? Yeah, 13. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm still in my head about this potion.
Yeah.
It's not really paying attention to the world around me at all.
So, Filnyr, and I'm basically just going to give this to Filnyr because literally everybody else, with the exception of your 15, John, that you rolled first in your perception, that's actually not good enough for this. But 20 was the number on the perception checks.
Damn.
And so Filnir's getting both of these, and 15 was the nature check, and so Filnyr gets everything. All right, so Filnyr, as you're moving toward the
Ionus
bridge,
and I tend to distract each other.
That's right, yeah. You're sort of looking around, and then something like you just remember, like, oh God, right, we're in the Breen Valley.
Yeah,
like defenses are always up high in the trees in basically like hunters' roosts, and so you're sort of scanning the tree line to see if there's any hunters' roosts there, and you don't see a hunter's roost, but you see this very thin line that looks like almost like fishing wire it's like hardly even there. The clouds sort of move, and you can see when the sun isn't shining like directly into your face, you make it out, and you can see that it's connecting trees. And then you can see that it's sort of like moving this, like it's like a tight line, and it sort of looks like it's moving down toward the bridge. And as you follow the super thin line, you're 200 feet away from the place where you're looking. You see from the backside of a tree an arrow that is in a longbow. You cannot see the person behind it. They're almost exactly behind the tree. Super well camouflaged, and they are trained on you. And then you can sort of follow this line, this like thin fishing line, and you see that there's now 3, 4, 5 roosts as you get closer to the bridge. And the line, they're all touching it. So you can see hands on where the trees are. So you see these arrows that are facing you, and you can see around the back end of the tree, you can see that there's a hand touching the line.
We should pause. Hello there. We mean no harm. We come with Florn Gershon from Brinetown.
Yeah, that's right. It's me.
We've come
Florn
to parley.
Gershon, Savior the Breen, future king of all this. So, guys, listen. All I'm saying, that's what they expect of me. Listen, this is what they're calling me.
You're just playing the part, are you?
Just playing the part. We mean you no harm. We need to talk to, what's her name?
Ghost.
No, they don't call her that. What did he call? What did the mayor call her? I
Did
can't
he say
remember.
Miranda?
Miranda?
Is that what he said?
Oh, God, I hope so.
Is that what he said? Shit. I didn't write it down.
Can we write a,
Give me
can
a
we do a
history
history
check.
check?
Give me a history check.
Yeah. Shit.
20 and above,
Oh,
and I'll
God.
give it to you.
20 and above. Yeah, God damn.
It
All
was
right.
just a second ago.
It was just a second ago. 25, baby.
What the fuck is Tim doing with his
Natural
dice?
20. Come on.
What the fuck is going on here?
Unreal.
Marina is her name. Marina's her
Filnyr's-
name.
What was it? Miranda?
Marina.
That's awesome.
Not Miranda. It was just close enough to get you killed.
That'd be really funny if he passed the check, you gave it to him, and he got it wrong anyway.
It was Marina. I'm sorry. Yes,
Marina.
not
God damn it. Yeah.
Like where you put a boat. Yes. Yes.
We're here to see. I'm sorry, you Filnyr, go ahead. This is my speaker.
We come. We're here to speak to Marina.
What do you want with her?
Well, I thought I just said it. We wish to speak to her. We can draw this conflict with the Owlwood to an end. Protect Brinetown from the forces that are actually attacking it.
He looks, you can tell he like kind of peers out around the tree. This guy is only about 50 feet away from you. This was the guy who's talking back to you. You did not see him. So he was really stealthy. So you're calling out to someone who's like 200 feet away.
Sure.
And this guy calls down to you, and he's like just up a tree, like right near where you are. And he says, we saw that one jump into the camp 2 days ago.
On the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're with them?
No. That fight is over. Has there not been a change?
Well, they've been recouping.
Yes, because, well, the Adaran forces are gone, are they not?
Well, it's been mostly Al Woodens, but...
And that is unusual, isn't it?
What's unusual is they have the gnome that's claiming he's Felipe Madamba, and we all know he's dead.
May we speak to Marina, please?
One of you can go into camp.
I ride my horse up to the front of the line. Please say it can be me.
Not him. We saw what he did.
I'm afraid there needs to be more than one of us. But we do not mind being watched. We mean no harm. We just come to speak.
Off your horses. Tie them up where they are. All of you.
Very well. Mind you, putting the arrows down, and I'll motion to the 4 or 5 arrows that I can see in the trees.
We do not put our defenses down.
Do you think we would have...
I can see where they are.
You see where they are, and you can also see that they're holding on to their tuck line. They are not going to shoot you as long as their hand is on the tuck line.
Do you think we would have had more trouble or less trouble if we had brought the mayor with us?
The mayor? Mayor of what?
Brinetown.
She's here with us.
Ah, more trouble then.
Well, there's another mayor in Brinetown. This is another issue you may want to refocus on.
God damn it. Tie your horses up.
Brinetown with good tidings and well wishes. Treat us as guests, not as hostile invaders.
All right. Walk to the bridge.
Oh, wait, tie up the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get off.
Walk.
Yeah.
I expect a little common courtesy here. I will not be ordered to march as though you're speaking to some sheep that you heard through the rest of the week.
Half-elf,
Schnobik,
are you in control of this?
save it for now, would you?
What is your name?
Filnyr. You know me.
You rude one.
Rear Commander Jax.
Do you go by any other names?
You son of a bitch.
I will remember you, Rear Commander Jax. We will see who commands whose rear.
Yes, we shall. I see you've been talking to the mayor.
Do not worry, we have done what you asked. We're all off our horses.
I do not believe you know how to use air quotes as they are intended.
Have you... Tie up the woman. We recognize her.
She's already tied.
What?
Right.
She's not.
Her
She's
hands?
not tied.
Her
No,
hands?
she's not.
No.
She's
No,
not tied.
she holds up her hands and they're tied.
Oh, okay.
I cast
What?
prestidigitation and it looks like there's rope wrapped around her arms.
Ugh.
Very well. All right. Make your way to the bridge. And as you're walking, you can see now, like, he is like tugging on the talk line. And as he's tugging on it, you can see that he's doing definitely a clear pattern of things. And then the men who are along the talk line who had their hands on it all lower their bows. And you can make it to the bridge unmolested. And when you get there, there are 3 men who are down on the banks. Like, so the bridge, goes over the river Breen here. and it sort of moves up, and they come out from underneath the bridge on your side of the banks, and they walk out and they say, oh, weapons here. And they open up a chest, and it's got no weapons in it. Like, it's just an empty chest. Don't make us search you. Just put your weapons in if you're walking into our camp.
I just start putting my wands in.
I put my rapier in.
Okay.
But these are attached to me, and I hold up my hands. And they're some of the deadliest weapons known to man.
It's like Bruce Lee and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, he looks at you and he laughs. He's like, sweet. You can keep those. All right, so you guys gonna take off your weapons and
Sure.
And so
my component pouch stays on my belt because it looks like a purse.
Yeah, or perfume. It's like your perfume pouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fine. They do pat you down, Ionus.
Mm-hmm.
All wands, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I started first. I put all my wands in.
Okay.
I took everything out.
Okay. All right. All that stuff. Filnyr, they don't take your staff. It's like just a little, it's a stick.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a wand. It's like almost like a cane, you know? But one of them does sort of like touch it and make sure there's no sword in there, and, you know, gives it back to you.
I assume I put down my quiver and arrows in there.
Yeah. Quiver, arrows, like all of that stuff. They say it'll be here when you come back.
It better be.
It will be.
I give him a real stern look as well.
And so by now, the rear commander, Jax, has made his way over to you, and he says, all right, this way. And he leads you into the forest, and it's thick and overgrown. There are more towers up. You can see that the talk line went down under the bridge, and another talk line goes underneath the bridge from like this side as well, and it goes up into the trees, and you can sort of follow it, and you see that these men are also in these like very weird roosts. They're not surrounded by any protection. They're literally just like branches that have been nailed up, like pieces of wood that have been nailed up, and they have rope, like climbing belts around their waists, and they're sort of resting on their feet and leaning back on the trees, sort of like, telephone wire repairmen do, sort of, these long leather climbing belts. So you make your way in, and looks like a standard Brini camp, and a woman walks out, and she's quite lovely. She has long black hair. She's human. She looks like she's probably 50 years old, 55 years old. Looks like very sophisticated. Like, doesn't look like a fighter necessarily, but she looks tough, and she's wearing studded leather armor, and everything looks good on her. Like everything looks like super high quality. And she comes out and she says, Jax, what have you brought me today? He says, well, I give you the general of the opposition. And he points to Goliath Adair, and he says, and the king of the Breen, and he points to Florn, and he says, a vampire. And he points to Schnobik, and he looks at you and he says, I saw what you did, vampire. You can't hide behind a white mask and have us not know what you are. And then he looks over at Filnyr and he goes, and this one can talk. See ya. And he walks away. Gentlemen, have you brought me the head of Goliath Adair to end this whole thing?
Marina, I presume.
Yes, sorry. Mayor Marina Gotswaith.
Well,
at your service.
Mayor, we come to speak to you.
Reaches out her hand. She shakes your hand, and her hand is like calloused up all over the place. It does not match the way she looks. Her hands look like feel like the hands of like a laborer.
Marina, we are delighted to be able to speak to you in person. Not 2 days ago, we were able to take Goliath from the Owlwood, and with it, the charm of the wizard that had ensorcelled her. And if you haven't noticed, the combatants on the far side are probably a bit different. We mean to bring an end to all of this conflict here versus the Owlwood. We mean to point out that we are all, in fact, on the same side. Felipe Madamba will come to heel once we speak to him. I do not jest.
It's not Felipe Madamba. It is not Felipe Madamba. How could it be? Even gnomes cannot live that long. And even gnomes cannot survive a rending death like he faced.
Did you know Felipe Madamba?
We all know Felipe Madamba.
Well,
he was our general.
Certainly we could parlay with him and he could prove it.
Wait.
Well,
is she a human?
She's a human.
She appears to be a human.
She appears to be a human. Yeah. Yep.
If you feel that Felipe Madamba could not have survived this long, and yet he was your general, what are you?
What do you mean, what am I?
You appear to be a young woman of no more than 55 years. How could you have known Felipe Madamba?
Clever vampire. I did know him. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
Lover's quarrel, eh?
It's not a lover's quarrel.
Would you know him if you saw him?
I would know him if I spoke to him.
He would be able to give some knowledge or information that would prove to you that he is who he says he is.
If he but recognized me, I would take your word for it.
Very well. I believe we may go speak to Felipe Madamba, and with a promise of safe passage and parley, he and his forces can come and join us here, and we may dispense with this business and go about protecting Brinetown, which is systematically being destroyed and slaughtered.
Marina, are you aware that Brinetown has been ransacked?
Secreted away is what it has been. My town is gone.
And so you stand here defending what?
I stand here defending the future.
The future of Brinetown? Or fighting for
There is a wizard.
There's always a wizard.
Yes, there is. Thank you, vampire. Who has changed my town into gold and has hidden it somewhere. That wizard is in that army. I can feel it. I can smell him.
I would love to know who this wizard is. He may be an ally for our cause.
He will be no ally for you if I can speak to him first.
Fair enough. I do not mean to take your target from you. I simply mean that a man or woman of that capacity is quite powerful. And if we mean to bring this all to a close, amicably, mind you, perhaps we can all be on the same team.
But to what point? Hark will still come with his armies. He'll still come carrying his mace. Adair will survive, despite the fact that you ride on his horse.
Well, what if the valley was united? Claimed its own independence from both of those kingdoms, and ended these endless claims of who gets what and who pays for who's got the better rate this season. It is nonsense. It needs to end.
It is nonsense, but I've heard what you're saying, and everyone always sounds the same. Come, I will talk to your Felipe Madamba. I will see if he recognizes me. We cannot do it in front of my men because They will not recognize me.
Very well, then.
Let me walk with you. We shall go together. Here. Kneel down with me. And she pulls out her bow, and she says, your hands on the bow.
If I may, do you not want to be seen walking across in plain sight?
I do not want to be seen walking across in plain sight, and my men may only see me in this form. Put your hand upon the bow.
And how do we relay to the other side that we are coming with peaceful intentions?
They will not see us.
Oh, we have seen your cloud, Marina.
Very well. Do you have a better idea?
I do. Call a ceasefire, temporarily. We will send word across the way, and we will walk. As one could walk across a meadow to pick flowers, as a child.
We will meet in the middle of the field.
Very well.
Vampire, can you carry a tent?
I'm carrying one right now, my lady.
A horse would have been useful, wouldn't
it? She calls over a man, and he brings. I mean, it's like four poles, some rope, and a huge leather, like it's sewn together leather skin. She says, "We will meet in this tent. Here, let us walk together."
Ionus.
Yes.
I think it's time to let them know we're coming.
All right. I reach out to Felipe. Felipe Madamba. This is Ionus Filnyr. We are here on the other side, and we are ready to meet you. Call a ceasefire. Meet us in the center of the field.
Ionus, I will bring my lieutenants.
Bring yourself.
You're sure it's safe?
I will protect you.
You go out first, and I will meet you, and perhaps me and the ghost can walk out together at the same time. You go first.
I look at the guys. I'm out of spells. Let's just go.
We're good. Okay.
We're good.
Good. Yes? Good.
Okay.
All right. Fine. Marina, your troops will hold their bows.
They will. And you see that she reaches down on the ground and she picks up a talk line, and she like taps something on it, and you can hear some grumbling as she does it. And then she says, "They will obey me, as they have for generations."
Very well. I'll start walking.
Okay.
I walk up next to Ionus. You don't have to be particularly clever to figure out there's something weird with this lady.
I couldn't agree more. It's
usually that's my type, but she's way too young for me.
I just start shaking my head. Schnobik's been a vampire for 2 minutes.
So they wait.
Likes that aged fine wine.
So they both wait on their sides until you all put up the tent. And once the tent is constructed, the two of them sort of ceremoniously walk out from their lines, and they make a big show of holding up their weapons and dropping them, and they both walk into the tent.
Florn, I was going to say, did we put up the tent? Florn, help me put this tent up.
Yes.
I'm as useless as a dwarf with this kind of thing.
So you're in there, and Felipe walks in, and he sort of looks Marina up and down, and he goes, "Yes, you are not what I thought you'd be. I knew someone else who could do what you did." And
look closer, Felipe Marimba.
And Marina sort of looks around and says, Very well. And she touches her nose and slides her fingers down her face and her mouth. And you see that she begins to shrink and shrink and shrink. And she is green. And she has lots of warts all over her face. She is a goblin.
A goblin?
Wow. And she steps out of her studded leather armor and says, "Hello, Felipe." And he says, "Stefania? Stefania, is that you?" "It is I, but how could this be you? We searched for you, and you were gone, and you were possessed by some foul beast. Is this really you?" "Stefania, we marched together. How could you not forget? We were going to free the gill brain of all the humans. We were going to allow this valley to take itself back. Stefania, did you know that there's a Moonbrook elf still alive and she can still jump?" "Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware, but she is gone. She's left this realm. She could be such a great help, as these humans, well, the human, the half-elf, and the vampire will be as well." "Felipe, Madame, but what happened to you?" "It is a long story, my dear. What has happened to you? You were with the Goblin Market for years, and you decided to stay here. Yes, you inspired me, and I took up the cause, and I found a good man, and it took a lot of magic to cover up what his son was, but it lasted until he died. Humans, you know." "Yes, I know. They are candles that burn at both ends. Passionate, but they die young." And then they hug each other, and the goblin looks back up at you and she says, "I'm sorry, I did not believe you."
You're not the first. It's fine. We've come to expect it.
"How did you get the beast that was possessing him out of him? I tried many times."
You want the short version or the long version?
"Oh, just the short version. We have a Gith attack coming," you said.
We do. We must turn our sights back onto Brinetown to protect it. The short version is it was not a beast, but a friend. And that friend decided to trade places and give Felipe back his body.
"Who was the friend?" And Felipe looks up and goes, "Stefania, you know. She was the most powerful of us. Kegaset is alive? Stefania, Kegaset is..." And he points at Filnyr, and she says, and she pulls a secret dagger out, and she says, "Kegaset?"
No, I am not Kegaset.
No, Stefania. She's in the sword.
I don't have the sword, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
No,
Well, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. Yeah.
No. It shouldn't change anything that any of this conversation. I don't have it.
She's in his sword, and you should know that they are all figuring out how to use the stones. Yes, I know. That's why we are here. It's why we stayed. And Felipe looks around and he says, "The Goblin Market is with us." No, my dear. They have abandoned me. It is just me. But we have many elves. many of the old Moonbrook elves, they are still with us. They all call Brinetown home, and they use their magics to conceal themselves, as I do. Felipe sort of shakes his head and says, all of our men are dead. None of them call themselves Alwoodens now. And Stefania starts to laugh. Just, dear Felipe, they are all still alive. They just live in Brinetown with me. Come. Let's talk. You have a lot of old friends who want to see you. And they shake hands and they hug. And she puts the studded leather back up next to her body and says a little prayer, and she shoots back up into human form and fixes herself and looks at the four of you now. Florn's there as well. And she says, friends, we will follow Felipe anywhere he says.
I look around at Florn and Ionus and Filnyr. It has been so long since something like this happened, but did we just do something good?
Ionus gets a giant smile on his face. First good thing in a very long time.
Good for us. Good for the Breen Valley.
Very well. Let's go. And she snaps her fingers and the tent disappears. And a cloud forms around you all. And Felipe snaps his fingers and a horn appears next to him, and he reaches up and grabs the horn from thin air and blows into it. And it's this deep, deep sound that feels like a heart beating, and you even feel it in your chest, and you can hardly even hear it. Like, it's just, you don't hear it, you only feel it. And several men from the Brinetown side climb down from their trees, and you can see that they are looking interested and kind of freaked out. And the Alwood side sort of stands up, looks up over their defenses, and Felipe says, "Put your weapons down. These are old friends. Tonight, we feast and we stop killing." And thus ends episode 76 of Every War Must End, the Dungeon Dads podcast.
Hooray!
Yes.
That's like the first feel-good ending we've had in a while.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Yeah, that just feels amazing. Alwood and Brinetown united.
Yeah.
Lake and Hearth, they are ready to help. I feel like, Rohan and Gondor.
Well, and Felipe found his people who are still alive.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
So many new allies in Brinetown.
I mean, good, but maybe bad, but mostly
maybe
good.
bad. Maybe bad. Mostly good, maybe bad.
We don't need his head getting too big again.
Yeah. Well, you have a few people whose heads are getting big now.
Yeah, right.
Well, as long as their heads get big and we point them in the right direction,
Exactly.
they can take those big egos and go visit Havis Corvair with us.
I was gonna say, we'll see how many heads are left after this next attack, and then after Havis.
I think the next attack is going to be big.
Save it for the bonus.
Okay. All right. I'll save it for the bonus.
Get on that Patreon. Don't miss what Tom has to say.
I'm going to give you a few clues about what's coming on the bonus, so you guys can start to think about it.
Patreon.com/DungeonDads.
Ooh.
I do want to say thank you to a specific Cindy. I will not name your last name just in case you don't want it named, who DM'd us on Twitter and just gave us like the nicest message in the world and totally made my day in the middle of the workday when I was otherwise just like, wow. I don't care anymore. This is great.
Yeah, totally made our day.
Yeah,
we haven't
awesome.
had a call out to someone in a long time. We have had a couple of really nice things, but this one from Cindy, thank you, Cindy. It was so nice. Yeah. It was so nice.
So if you listen to this show and you like it, let us know, because guess what?
Yeah.
We'll read it.
Yeah, it makes us feel so good.
We're not about some anonymous conglomerate, with social media managers like handling all this stuff. We read every review and every message.
Our goal is to be the center of big amateur podcast. So I just, that hasn't happened yet. We're on our way.
We're on our way. Totally getting there.
All right,
everybody.
All right, be like Cindy. Drop a 5-star. Drop a 5-star rating on Spotify and toodaloo.
Toodaloo, everybody.